Hello, my name is Amanda, Director at Public Digital, and I'm pleased to provide you an overview of the City Data Alliance Data as a Service Data Practice Track. Data as a Service is an approach to government stewarding and providing sustainable, equitable access to data that supports decision makers and innovators inside and outside the public sector. Data as a Service embodies the best practices from data, digital, and design, taking a whole system, user-centered, end-to-end service approach. To give an example, a data service could be an API which provides developers with access to timely data on potholes throughout the city. An analytics service is usually built on top of a data service, and it could be a map of reported potholes so residents can understand what's happening in their neighbourhood. And a city will want to think about the entire end-to-end experience and how it provides both data and analytics as a service. As part of the data service track, we will help you and your cities to deliver data services with purpose, and this means shifting beyond open data for transparency, whilst continuing to recognise the value of this, to creating those purpose-led data services which make a real difference to meeting user needs. How are you thinking about user needs before you publish and improve data? How are you and your city understanding the people who use the data you provide? How do you design a whole service rather than just providing data? We'll help you to support your data services with sustainable and scalable practices. It's common for data services to emerge from teams who then lack the investment or leadership buy-in or multidisciplinary teams to sustain them. We will help city leaders and their teams to ensure that successful data services are not a one-off, but are instead hardwired into the operating model of the city. And finally, we'll help you to develop data services iteratively. This doesn't mean making unnecessary changes, as data services must be stable and trustworthy, but it does mean understanding requirements, adjusting as new data and technology becomes available, and understanding how the norms of data use change over time. And this will help you to create that data-informed culture across your city. So what can you expect from partnering with Public Digital on the Data as a Service track? We're going to leave you with a set of practices and policies that will let you hardwire the data as a service approach into the operating model of your city and make it repeatable, scalable, and accessible. By the end of your year with us, you will have delivered a high-quality beacon data service, and this is a pilot project that will address a priority problem in your city and demonstrate what good data practices look like. You'll have developed your leadership and institutional awareness, delivered through workshops, coaching, and masterclasses to help you grow and sustain your data as a service approach and build your internal capacity. You'll have started to codify changes to policy, which will help you to embed, systematize, and sustain a service approach to data, delivered through the development of a data service standard and a data service toolkit. And you'll have developed a vibrant data community of practice where your teams can learn from each other and with each other, further strengthening your expertise, breaking down silos and enabling an understanding of future opportunities for collaboration. And overall, you'll become a recognised trailblazer for your use of data and set a path for other cities to follow. Using Chattanooga as an example, I want to share how the city's been approaching data and the culture shift that we're working towards together. Chattanooga has a mayor who's really bought into creating that culture of data-informed decision-making, and they have a fantastic data and analytics team. Historically, the city has published open data to see what people might do with it, and they've prioritised their data services based on recommendations from their platform provider. But this has led to low take-up and low reuse of data, limited community engagement, and missed opportunities to work across the data ecosystem. The other process and policy challenge that they have is silo working and a lack of multidisciplinary teams. And this leads to a limited understanding of what data the city has, how to access data and data expertise, and poor sharing across departments. And this leads to a policy failure in terms of meeting the needs of citizens. So how does data as a service fit? Well, it's embedding those practices that are repeatable and improve the data culture rather than one-off projects. Process-wise, through developing the Beacon data service, we're coaching the team in user-centered data design practices. They've started by conducting user research to understand what people need before jumping to solutions. And this builds in strategic data reuse by design rather than serendipity, and a step change in culture from data as the end goal to data as a tool. Chattanooga's Beacon is focused on affordable housing with the intention of creating a useful and accessible data service that meets the needs of residents. Through our Beacon data service, we're understanding together what isn't working process-wise so the team can apply that to overall working practices. And it's important to note that our Beacon projects are co-led by data and policy to take that systems-wide approach, in this case led jointly by the Chief Data Officer and the Chief Housing Officer. Policies-wise, we're developing a data service standard, and this is a holistic set of principles for the city to follow when taking this new approach. Chattanooga has created their initial draft, and the work was recently described by their mayor as probably the most important piece of work for its ambition to change data practices across the city. And people are the most important part, so we're focusing on a data community practice to bring staff together, and we're providing learning through a series of masterclasses on user-centered design, community engagement partnerships, data governance and ethics, and running live services. And just to share a quote from Chattanooga's Chief Data Officer, "Data as a service is the future of open data. It's tools that are usable, it's the bleeding edge. It's beyond just publishing data and making data available, but it's creating tools and visuals from that data to meet user needs." There are a few requirements for participating in the Data as a Service track. Our recommendation is that this program is for cities who are already providing some data services and want to mature and scale them up. So we recommend that cities have ambition for and commitment to a significant transformation, a Chief Data Officer or equivalent, such as a Chief Innovation Officer in place, as well as a dedicated data and analytics team, and potentially other specialists. You'll also have a strong track record of publishing and maintaining open data, and the ability to identify data sources which could address a clear city priority during the track. And you'll have the ability to assemble a 4 to 5 person team who can lead different strands of the track and participate in user research, workshops, masterclasses, and other activities that will help develop the Data Beacon service, the standard, the toolkit, and the community of practice. In closing, we've carefully designed this as a one-to-one program, and it's fully customized to meet your individual city needs. We want you to replicate that approach to your future projects and ways of working, and tell the story of your success to inspire others. Thank you for your time. We look forward to hearing from you.